Hello, sports fans, and welcome back to Rick's Cards and episode number 66 of my TTM adventures. That's right, TTM, meaning through the mail, which we send our sports cards and sports photos to celebrities, to sports figures, and ask them for their autograph. And hopefully they send them back, and we report that success to you. So sit back and enjoy. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and give me a comment at the end of the video and let me know what you think. Okay, let's get right into it. Our first return is from Baltimore, Maryland, where he gave his return address there. I guess I forgot to put it on there. And it is a 3 of 2 in 88 days. And it is from Mr. Al Bumbry. He signed this 1990 Senior League card for me. He also signed an autograph card where he put Orioles number 1, which was his number. And he also sent a card of his own, this kind of oversized card Al Bumbry signed. And I thought that was very cool of him. It's got his stats there on the back. So I thank you, Mr. Al Bumbry, for your autograph. Coming up next, it is from, looks like Orlando, Florida. It is a 4 of 4. It took 14 days, and it's from Richard Hidalgo. Mr. Hidalgo signed this 98 Topps Chrome for me. I think you can see it pretty good there. He also signed a autograph card. Put his number there, 15. And he also signed 2 index cards. So I thank you, Mr. Hidalgo, for your autograph, sir. Again, that took 14 days. Next up, a 3 of 3. It is from Orlando, Florida. It took 10 days. And it is from Mr. Bobby Floyd. Mr. Floyd signed the 72 Topps that I am chasing now. I've officially gotten into it since I've purchased a few cards from that set. So I am chasing it. So if you can help me, let me know. He signed that 72, and he also signed 2 index cards for me. So thank you, Mr. Bobby Floyd, for your autograph, sir. Again, that took 10 days. Coming up next, out of Tampa, Florida, it is a 2 of 2, and it took only 5 days. It is from Mr. Bob Baylor. Whoops, hit the camera there. He signed his cup card for me. And he also signed a quad card, which is pretty much done now. I did get Kiko Garcia. You probably saw that in the previous video. And I sent it right out to Mr. Baylor, and there it is. So I thank you. He signed the, like I say, he signed this, what was it, 78? He signed this, 78 and the 77. So I thank you, Mr. Bob Baylor. Coming up next, out of North Houston, Texas, a 2 of 2, took 96 days. It is from Eric Anthony, and he signed 2 91 Donruss for me. And a fine blue Sharpie there, it looks like. So I thank you, Mr. Eric Anthony, for your autograph. That took 96 days. Up next, from North Texas again, we're a 2 of 2. It only took 8 days. And it is Mr. Steve Busby. And I've only got the autograph card to show because I've already sent out to George Medich, Doc Medich, on the rookie card. So I've already sent that out. And hopefully I'll get that returned and be able to show you then. So thank you, Mr. Medich. We're trying to get a quad card signed, or at least 2 of you. Up next is Greensboro, North Carolina. Greensboro. It took 57 days. It's a 2 of 2, and it is from Mr. Bob Patterson. Mr. Patterson signed the yellow, all popular yellow Fleer card, the 91 Fleer, which really pops with that blue Sharpie. And he also signed a 91 Topps for me. So thank you, Mr. Bob Patterson, for your autograph. Next is gentleman I've gotten before, but not since last year, St. Petersburg, Florida. A 3 of 3. Took only 9 days. And it's from Mr. Don Robinson. Mr. Robinson's a very good signer in the TTM community. He signed 2 81 tops for me. The tip of the hat. You gotta love those yellow, or gold, I guess you would call it, Pittsburgh uniforms. And he also signed a autograph card, which he inscribed 79 World Series champs. So I thank you, Mr. Robinson, for that inscription and your autograph. Thank you. Up next, this one took 107 days, coming out of Carroll Stream, Illinois, home of Mr. Ryan Sandberg, but don't have him this time. And like I said, it took 107 days, and this is Mr. Buzz Capra. He signed this 72 tops, which I already had John Matlack on. Mr. Leroy Stanton is deceased, so that finishes this card and helps me with the 72 tops collection. He also signed a autograph card for me. He hit the sweet spot. And to top it all off, he even signed 2 index cards. So very generous, Mr. Buzz Capra. You got to love his name. Thank you, Mr. Capra, for your autograph. Again, that took 107 days. I was a little worried about it since I already had sent the Matlack out and had the Matlack on it. Next up, San Jose. Do you know the way to San Jose? 2 of 2. Well, it took a while to know the way because it took 212 days for Mr. Mark Eichhorn. Eichhorn, I should say. Yeah, Eichhorn. Eichhorn to sign this 91 score gold for me. Shiny card. As my friend Lisa, I'm not going to try to say her name. She likes the shiny cards. And he also signed a index card, or not index card, but a autograph card where he put Flations 413 on it. And I thank him. It was worth the wait. Next up, I used to love it when the announcer in Montreal used to say this guy's name. And it's from San Francisco, California. It's a 2 of 2, and it took 6 days for Mr. John Bacabella. That's how they used to say his name when he'd come to bat. Old Cherry Park in Montreal. Mr. John Bacabella. I had to get his autograph. He signed this 72 tops. Do you see a pattern growing here with the 72 tops? That's a sweet one, too. That looks good. He's got a good autograph. He also signed my autograph card for me. So I thank you, Mr. Bacabella. That only took 6 days. Next up, we've got quite a few here today. I'm going to try to get them through. We're at 8 minutes now. So Santa Clarita, California. And it is a 3 of 3. Took 5 days for Mr. Tom Satriano, who signed 3 71 tops for me, all in ink pen. And the ink pen came out really good, especially where he signed it. So I thank you, Mr. Satriano, for your autograph, sir. Next, we've got a 2 of 2 out of Santa Ana, California. It took 5 days, and it is Mr. Joe Sambito. Mr. Sambito signed this 81 tops. And he also signed this 90 TM Senior League card for me. I've got 2 of these different sets going. This is the other one. Obviously, I've got 2 different ones. Let's put it that way. You've probably seen the other one. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Sambito, for your autograph. That only took 5 days. West Palm Beach, Florida. Coming in 2 of 2, and it took 116 days for Mr. Joe Gray to sign this 91 score prospect rookie card. And he also signed a 91 classic card. Usually got these in a game they used to sell back then for you youngsters. You get some not so good stars, and then you get some good stars, like you'd get a Griffey in it and so forth. But thank you, sir, for your autograph. Next up, out of Birmingham, Alabama. 2 of 2. Took 14 days. And it is from Mr. Rich Dotson. Mr. Dotson signed this 81 tops. Getting a lot of 81 tops today. He also signed this Sweet Spot autograph card. So thank you, Mr. Dotson, for your autograph. Next up, out of Salt Lake City, we've got a 2 of 2. Took 70 days. It is from Terry Clark, not the country music singer. Now, if you know country, you know who I'm talking about. She's a good little singer. She had a few hits there in the 80s. So thank you, Mr. Terry Clark. That took 70 days for that autograph. Up next, we got a football player out of Phoenix, Arizona. This is a 2 of 2. Took 58 days from Steve Jordan. 1990 tops he signed. Mr. Jordan played for the Minnesota Vikings, tight end. And he also signed the blank football card where he put number 83, Vikes. So thank you, Mr. Steve Jordan, one of my few footballers. Up next, from West Palm Beach, we're coming to the end, folks. It's a 2 of 2. Took 33 days for Mr. Sonny Jackson to sign 2 72 tops, which means I've got one to trade if you've got another 72 I need. So please hit me up. And my email address is in my description. So just hit me up and let me know if you've got some 72s to trade. And I will more than happy to do so. Thank you, Mr. Sonny Jackson. That took 33 days. Up next, we've got a couple of autographs. This first one's coming out of San Francisco, California. And my wife just loves these shows. This is a 3 of 4. One of the photos he did not sign. It took 84 days, and it is from Mr. Guy Fieri. Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, that show on the Cooking Channel. You can see his autograph right there in gold. He signed it. He signed that one, and he signed this one in gold. It's pretty cool. He's from Las Vegas here. He went to school here at Vegas. He also thrown out the first ball for the Cincinnati Reds, and which is questionable, I guess. Maybe he was born in Cincinnati. I don't know, but I know he went to school here in Vegas. And this is the one card he didn't sign for some reason. So maybe he only does 3. But that's okay. You got to love the hair. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Ferrari, for your autograph. This next one coming up is an email request. It is from race car driver Cassidy Hines. She sent a autographed hero card, signed right there in silver Sharpie. And she's an upcoming NASCAR driver. Obviously a female NASCAR driver. And there's the back of that. Some people like to see the backs. And for all my NASCAR fans out there, there she is. Pretty